Okay, so the news, of course, overnight was that Dangote Cement is doing something really big. The Dangote Group is doing something big in sugar business in Niger State. Of course, you know that belt from Kwara to Kogi and Niger State, that's where you find the home of sugar plantation in Nigeria. But of course, gone are the days of Bashita Cement Company. Sorry, I forgot about Sugar Company years and years ago. But of course, then you have the Savannah Sugar. Then of those companies were now long gone. So you have new investors coming in, and Dangote Group is one of them. Of course, the company already has a sugar company that refines imported sugar into Nigeria in Lagos. Now, Dangote says, we're not just refining, we want to go to the farm and plant the sugar canes ourselves and go through the entire value chain. Adimo Kwesa is one of the research analysts at Financial Derivatives to do our commodities market update for us this morning. So let's put some sugar in this cup of tea. Good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Sugar is sweet.
It is.
The last time I tasted it. So it looks like the business of sugar will also be sweet if you look at what Dangote Sugar has done. Now, this is a lot of money going by today's exchange rate, $450 million to do 16,000 hectares of sugarcane planting.
Yes, it is. But if you look, I think at the end of the day, the benefits will outweigh the cost, because it's a very excellent initiative. I think it is consistent with the federal government's Nigeria Sugar Master Plan, which aims to achieve self-sufficiency in sugar production as quickly as possible. Now, this is like an outgrower scheme. What this means is that Dangote Sugar would provide the land and necessary inputs for the farmers.
For the local farmers?
Yes. And Dangote Sugar will now buy the produce from the farmers. What this would do is it would create as much as 14,000 jobs, directly and indirectly, for the Niger State. It will mechanize the process, which would make the process more efficient and reduce wastage. And there's also like some form of import substitution for Dangote Sugar. I think Nigeria as a whole imports almost 100% of our raw sugar requirements, and there are high effective tariffs on sugar, on raw sugar and refined sugar. So this will reduce Dangote Sugar's import bill, and of course add so many benefits for the states, Niger State, and economy as a whole.
What the news? What's in the news is that the Dangote Group wants to do not just the planting, but also have a refining process that turns this around. So the Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC that we already have on the market already in Lagos, well, perhaps will become much smaller and perhaps eventually phased out from importing sugar and just getting your entire raw materials from within Nigeria.
Yes, and like you said, we are blessed with sugar. That belt, that Kwara Niger State belt, blessed with sugar. So why do we need to import our sugar when we can grow it here? So it's a very good initiative. I think the government, we need more companies like Dangote Sugar to push agriculture to the forefront, so that within the next 3 to 5 years, we wouldn't have to talk about oil. Our dependency on oil would have reduced drastically. That's the hope. That's the hope.
In terms of this investment, this is very huge. According to your research report, again, what we have, you're looking at 16,000 hectares.
Yes.
But I love the Outgrowers program, because it's not that Dangote Group is employing the farmers, but they're saying we need more farmers to go back to farm.
Yes. This will create jobs, raise the incomes of our local farmers, and this is a very excellent initiative for Niger State. So
give them more income.
Yes, exactly, more money in their
pocket. Because you have someone who's you have an off-taker here.
Yes, money in their pocket. Going back to one of the burning issues, and we have on our slides, FAC declined.
Let's not forget the burning issues. Yes, federal account allocation. Federal income down 28% in the month of July.
Yes, and that would affect the purchasing power of individuals. So local farmers need more money. We are not as what's the word, rich as they should be. So anything we can do to put money in their pockets is an excellent
Well, this is a little bit of lifting more people out of poverty.
Exactly,
Perhaps some folks just had some lands they had for sugar, and they just felt, well, I'm not sure I can do that because I don't want to just sell sugar cane by the roadside.
Yes.
But now they'll have a big multi-billion company coming in, and who's going to take this off me? I might as well just go and start doing that.
Yes, and this is similar to what the government is doing with rice in several states too. A similar outgrower program. So yes.
So we're getting the outgrowers in rice. Then we're getting the outgrower story also in sugar.
Yes.
Maybe we've got something like that in tomato as well. It's coming through with the tomato paste in Kano and the rest of them. Okay, that looks really good and sounds really sweet. But again, where's the global sugar market right now?
Well, prices are edging up gradually. If we go back to 2015, there was a global supply glut. Prices were depressed significantly. But now, I think major producers like Brazil, Argentina, they cut down on production. And because of that, prices are now slightly inching up gradually. So we're in a better place now than we were in 2016. However, there's this trend, there's this global war on sugar we're seeing now. We're seeing concerns of rising obesity rates, particularly in domestic markets, in the developed markets, I'm sorry. And companies like Nestle, Unilever, Kellogg's, what they're doing now is they're cutting their sugar content in their products. With chocolate bars, if you notice, they are much smaller than what they were used to because there's this global war on sugar. I think governments are effecting taxes on sugary products, but that doesn't mean that global consumption of sugar will reduce. It just means that it will be at a much slower pace than expected. So
despite all of that, what is going on outside there in the world of sugar, there's still room for us to do our own sugar business.
Yes.
Because we're still importing massively, which means some folks somewhere on this planet are producing massively, creating jobs, making money off us.
Yes.
When we could as well do that here at home.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay. Now, if you look at our own market, and this is one news, that Nigerians actually did more spending at, and I'm going to go by name, ShopRite.